Man, so I know a lot of people wondering where the hell all that power came from Tyson Fury and how he was able to do what he did in the fight against Deontay Wilder. And the closest thing that I can personally think of when it comes to that is Charlo. It's Charlo when he was before he started training with Derek James. He used to be on his feet a lot. He used to be on the feet, on the move, boxing, trying not to get hit, bobbing, weaving, and just, basically doing that type of thing. And, but I believe it was the last fight he was with him before he got with Derek James, the last fight with Shields, he was losing that fight. He was boxing, moving, and he was about to take that L. But then later on, pretty much it's do or die with him. He understands when it's time to do what he got to do in order to try to get a victory. And he kind of just stopped moving as much, planted his feet, and got the knockout. And became victorious. After that, he moved to Derek James. Derek James kind of switched up his whole style after that. He had him standing a little more flat-footed, going forward a little bit more. Still having good defense, but not being as defensive. And in doing so, since then, he's pretty much knocked almost every single person he's been in the ring with. He's had very, very few fights where he's gone 12 rounds. This is a guy who used to, have a lot of fights where, he would go 12 rounds, so they'll go deep into the later rounds. Fights where if he had to have done them now with the style that he uses now, he'd take them out, most of those guys. And I think that's the big thing that happened with Tyson Fury is Tyson Fury not moving as much. Not moving as much and kind of just, basically going forward, not being on his toes as much as he was before, and being able to push that 270, 3 pounds all up into those punches. The punch where he caught, even with that though, I think Wilder was fine. Still, I think the main thing was, him getting hit beside the ear and his equilibrium being knocked off. People say some say he busted his eardrum. He had a gash inside of his ear that needed 7 stitches. So I don't know if it was that or if it was a cut and all the blood from that poured down into his eardrum or whatever, knocked off his equilibrium. Whatever happened, his equilibrium was knocked off. And after that happened, that was it. The type of punch you got hit with to make that happen, whatever. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Nothing was called with it. And things like that happen in matches, and you got to deal with it. And he couldn't deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Your equilibrium gets knocked off like that, you're done. It doesn't matter who you are. You know what I mean? That's a once in a million type of thing. But lightning striking somebody type of thing. But if it happens, it happens. There's nothing you can do. That's the type of change that I basically see that Tyson Fury made. He made the same change as Charlo did. You know what I mean? Same exact type of change. And most people figured that he would pay for it, but he was able to do something early enough into the fight where he'd put himself into a situation where he would not have to pay for it. You know what I mean? Because, if the fight did go long, especially in the second round, you could see what Deontay Wilder was doing. Jabbing up to the stomach, going to the body, going up top. Tyson Fury was still getting in with shots, but Wilder's durable, heavier shots than he usually throws, and he was hitting Wilder with it, but Wilder was able to take them. You know what I mean? He was able to still take them because he's still a very strong, durable fighter. But you could see that he was being affected by them, but he still was going to be fine. And Tyson Fury kind of took that round off a little bit, and then third round he was kind of going forward again. So it might have been a thing where he might have been trying to take certain rounds off so he'd be okay in the later rounds, but obviously, if Wilder was able to continue doing what he was doing, going to the body, going down to the body, eventually a mistake would have been made. And we all know what happens with that, when that does happen. But Tyson Fury did put out a great game plan, and it was risky. People think, praising him, oh yeah, he did this. It was risky. So you have to, commend him, because with someone like him, it is risky, because we all know Wilder catches you clean, you're out of there. Charlo, because he does stand in there, because he does go forward a lot like that, and he does have a strong chin, every once in a while he does get hit. Even in his last fight, he caught some shots. but clearly he was able to take them. But we all know there's a difference between Harrison's or whatever punching you in a complete different situation when a Deontay Wilder hits you, because eventually one of those shots would have become available and they would have landed. But again, he got things done early enough in the fight, and I think that's also why he was talking about, I'm going to get him out of there in 2 rounds. I'm getting out of there in 2 rounds. I think he really truly was trying to do that. I truly believe that was the game plan, to try to get him out and get him out early. You know what I mean? Try to risk it, because if you got to figure, you're sitting around, you're boxing around, you're moving around. It's showed in his entire career. He's gonna get you eventually. He's gonna catch you eventually. So you might as well put yourself into a position where you can catch him. You know what I mean? If he catches you, in the midst of you doing that, then so be it. He would have did it later on anyway, probably. The reality is, you look at all his fights, he catches everybody eventually. You're going to be on that floor eventually. This is the first fight probably ever that Deontay Wilder fought someone, and the person he fought did not hit the floor. And I think it was the first round where might have been the second round, I don't remember. Wilder caught him with a 1-2, hit him with a left, pop, and then the right, but Fury was able to kind of, lean it off. Where if he didn't do that, we'd be talking about something completely different today. You know what I mean? It might have been a shot where he didn't get out of, get out the way of. But definitely, shout out to him. He did the adjustments that he was supposed to make, and I think he made the same exact adjustments as Charlo did. Now Charlo, with him making that adjustments, clearly, he can do this for a long period of time and continue to fight like this for a long period of time. But Tyson Fury, we've seen him get touched a couple of times and then hit that floor. I don't know if he's necessarily the fighter that can implement this type of style on a regular, consistent basis, because eventually somebody will touch that chin, and there's a reason why he boxes and he moves and he stays light on his feet to keep that from happening, because once that happens, we all know what's going to happen to him. It's going to be timber, and he's going to be laid on that floor. Clearly we also seen that he can get up as well. So, I'm not sure if this is a game plan he will continue to implement when it comes to the next fight with Deontay Wilder. I'm pretty sure he probably will do the same type of thing, or maybe a mixture of that and boxing, probably something of that nature. I see him coming in heavy again at 270 and pushing the issue again. Will the same thing happen in the next fight with Wilder? I don't believe so, just because I think that hitting you in the ear, equilibrium type of thing, that type of punch, I mean, that's a once in a lifetime type of thing. And it's happened once in his lifetime. So I don't see it happening twice. So I think the second fight will be completely different. I don't know who will win the second fight, but it's not going to go the way that it went on this particular, on Saturday. But, congratulations, Tyson Fury. It is what it is. Like, subscribe, share. I'm out.